I think Hokori's a little bit confused as to what to pick here. I mean, it's okay against the Kunkka and the Tiny. At least it was back before you had that massive travel time, the 1,000 instead of like the instant like it was before. But only 18 seconds left in their draft time. I think Hokori are kind of falling apart here. The stress might be on them. Again, this is the elimination game here. Necrophos picked up fourth here on Infamous. He did see some buffs, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he did.
Mhm.
Necro got some pretty actually major buffs to his kit. They did nerf Ghost Shroud a little bit to where the earlier levels that amplify the regeneration, like while Ghost Shroud is active, now scales rather than being flat across all 4 levels. So that was a little bit of a balance, but they did actually buff pretty much the rest of his kit. So I think Necro is definitely back in into certain picks. I think he is one of the best lane counters in the game to a Phantom Lancer, and I'm still blown away that we haven't seen it picked into a Phantom Lancer lane yet. But we'll see. We'll see if we ever see that. But right now, I think Infamous has a pretty great draft. I think Hokori are really lacking stuns right now. They need to pick something up here, and it's going to be a safe lane. So your safe lane hero is not going to be bringing a lot of stuns to the table either.
No. I mean, Sven is basically the only option that I see that's going to be able to bring out a stun and still function as your safe lane carry.
10 seconds remain.
It's got to be the Sven, right?
It does, yeah. I think so.
Hero,
Dyer's turn to bat.
oh, yeah, banned out.
Well, they banned
So
it themselves, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not got to be the Sven. They get rid of the Juggernaut on the other side there. I mean, he would be able to get out of a lot of the stuff from the Kunkka, from the Tiny, being able to rage off as they approach him, get out of the X marks the spot.
I think it's the idea is we're dealing with an offlane Necrophos here. So you have this hero that is going to punish a lot of these melee carries, but Juggernaut is one that is exceptionally good against the Necrophos because he has super low base movement speed, and Ghost Shroud does not protect him, instead actually amplifying the damage the Juggernaut's going to do. So we'll see what they pick here. Hokori, they've got to come up with something. They're running out of time.
Oh, like just about.
I was just
there.
thinking the Drow, actually. I was like, they need a ranged hero, but even with the Drow, you're severely lacking stuns. So it is going to be a support Undying here.
Mm-hmm.
Lycan into the offlane, mid lane Death Prophet. Is that what we're seeing?
That is all likelihood what we're. No, Death Prop the alpha, and I think Lycan in the mid again.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, anyways. I could be wrong.
They could, unless they decide to switch it around. It was definitely Analog who played the Lycan last game, so unless they want to change that and have him play the Death Prophet. But Infamous, plenty of time here to decide what they want for their last pick. And honestly, you just need something that can get on top of the Drow Ranger. Spectre is still in the pool. Very minimal control if they want to go for a Spectre here.
They could. I mean, it would get you, it would get you on top of Drow, it would get you on top of the Death Prophet. I don't mind it so much. Phantom Assassin still available as well. Anything with jump for the Drow, really, at this point, I feel like is something they need. They struggle at this to get on top of the hero. And there it is, the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, good call.
No.
I think PA got some nice buffs too. Didn't they increase the slow on the dagger or something? I don't quite remember.
Yeah, they increase the slow duration at the early levels slightly and replace the 175 health plus 1 Phantom Strike duration. Usually, I think you'll get the damage talent, though, if you want to go that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phantom Strike duration is kind of nice for the extra attack speed, but damage is probably what you're going to prefer. You want to burst people down the slowest or the quickest way possible instead of taking like the full extra second if you're getting more attacks off. So you have your jump there on PA, which feels nice. You're able to, I think, play around the silence from the Death Prophet now. You're going to be able to see it come out onto you. You can either hit the blur or jump up with one of your allies before that connects.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. It is Vitaly in the offlane, but like it, by the way. You were correct.
Yeah. I think you have to run the DP mid here because you know you're either against Tiny or Kunkka, and it's a really good lane for the Death Prophet, and neither of them are quite good for the Lycan. So we'll see how this goes. Overall, again, I really like Infamous's draft here. They just have a lot of control. They have answers for this Lycan. And Hokori, I mean, maybe they can make it work here with this Death Prophet Lycan. They have a lot of tower push, but it can get punished pretty heavily by the team fight here once again on Infamous. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Well, results speak for themselves here, Ricky, and Infamous looked very good in the last game. We'll see if they can match those results game number 2. We saw some 2-0s yesterday come out very quickly, but these SA teams seem to be a bit more evenly matched with each other. Now, I was just messaging the manager of Infamous again. I realized that I forgot to set up a post-game interview if they managed to win this game. So hopefully he gets back to me. Not the most professional about setting up interviews. We'll work on that, right? We need to train me up, right, Ricky?
Well, I mean, the thing is we're just kind of doing. You're kind of just taking this by the helm and doing it, you know, despite the fact that.
Yeah, I'm a dangerous rogue caster who doesn't follow the rules, right? A loose cannon.
A real loose cannon.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Vitaly's sending those wolves out to start scouting, which I'll be honest, this Lycan set is so good. Okay, well, that doesn't work. There it goes. I love these wolves. They are so pretty. They did a really good job with these.
These things, they look all right. All right, actually, they look very nice. They look like they're from a different game, though, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, the whole set kind of does.
Kind of clashes with things, but there's a couple heroes that look and things in the game that look like they're from another game. But Dawnbreaker here looks like she's from a different game.
Triple rune here for Hokori. You think so, really?
Yeah. Dawnbreaker just doesn't look quite like a lot of the other heroes. All right, but let's get to this. We got Death Prophet matching up in the mid lane against Kunkka. Death Prophet a lot of time very happy to play these mid lane matchups. Lane is in a good place for alone, though. It's a nice place to start it.
Overall, I feel like once Death Prophet gets level 2, has that Spirit Siphon, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the Kunkka. Is going to really have to rely on hitting those torrents in order to give himself the space in the lane, and Torrent actually off the mark that time. Not a good sign for the future.
Yeah, what Ricky's trying to say is absolutely pathetic. He would have landed the torrent. I'm going to be telling Alone this later on. Me and him are good friends after that post-game interview the other day.
Nah, please don't. Don't do me like that, Neph.
There it is. He lands the second torrent. Man was just faking him out. He's going to get all the important ones.
He's hustling, dude. He's hustling.
Yeah. Gardic is hustling down in the bottom lane, by the way. He got 3 stacks of decay off onto the Necrophos. He's missing 12 strength at the moment, so he's hitting for a lot as well. And Michael actually forced into the trees here. Gonna pull the creep wave around because Sacred can't get anywhere close to the wave at the moment.
Once Gardic has level 2 as well, it's very scary. Having that soul rip pretty early on, while he's able to zone out these other heroes, is massive. He actually goes for a pull here to try and set this like reset equilibrium, but they do not aggro. Dang! Second time in a row. You need to get Jerry out of here, man.
Absolutely pathetic display out of Jerry. In the mid lane alone, getting chased down by Analog. He's sitting at like quarter HP at this point already, but that's in Spirit Size when we talked about it. He actually put 2 points into it at the start, so ability to run down alone here, but Bottle Charge is going to heal himself back up. A little bit slower than before. Water Rune doesn't heal you as much, and Bottle Charge is actually 5 lower than they were before while taking longer.
Oh, nice. The Torrent just barely there and alone. Just gonna trade so much HP here against the Death Prophet. He just goes for a second Spirit Siphon right away alone. He's gonna have to commit pretty much all of his charges for this now. Rim Stroke goes down again.
I need to be giving Jerry a hand. The bottom lane, they ended up losing the Necrophos as well, just getting gone on that extra, well, the damage there. Just too many stacks of that decay. He's been using a lot of mana here on the Undying though, so unfortunately, him being mostly out at this point, not great. Gare's thinking his focus on the zoning out Sacred here. Vitali doing a decent job with the top lane. He's actually sitting near the top of the CS chart at the moment and fourth on the net worth. All the top heroes pretty even at the moment. They're doing a good job of zoning the Necrophos out though. He's sitting at only 1100. He's trying to toss Gardic up onto Sacred here, but unfortunately.
He's quite dangerous anyway. Yeah, I mean, even if you toss him
he's
dying
happy
over,
to be on top of him.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I guess I don't have to walk now. Thank you. It helps. I don't have boots.
He's like, yes, don't mind if I steal your strength and slap you a couple times.
Looks like you were muted. Briefly, maybe?
Oh, yeah, for like 2 or 3 seconds at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, okay. All good then.
Definitely not muted. Yeah, definitely not muted.
Yeah, never would have made a mistake in your life.
Undying bottom lane does get tossed underneath the tower, falling incredibly low, just drops the tombstone before he goes down, but not gonna be enough for him there. Unlucky. Good turnaround there from the side of Hokori, finding something here in this bottom lane.
Oh, speaking of bottom lane, I mean, getting this kill on Undying is pretty important. They're doing a great job of zoning the Necrophos. He's going to be able to have a little bit more gold under his belt and pressure back against the Drow Ranger here. He's struggling before. I mean, normally Necrophos is very happy to lane up against the melee heroes. This was kind of the logic behind the Drow pickup, right?
Yeah.
That's why you thought they might grab this one as the last pick here on the side of Hokori. I'm still not big on it as this game goes on.
There's another toss back under the tower. Gardic. He doesn't have a Soul Rip quite yet. It does get a 2-man decay off, and Soul Rip's coming through. He's going to survive this, and instead, he might be able to turn around onto Michael. Sacred getting pretty aggressive here on the Drow Ranger as well. They've got to be careful of another decay, though. Yeah, Michael wants to go for a play for sure. Nice ward there.
Yep. Sacred's got 4 stick charges as well. He's going to be able to pop that and get off one more at Death Pulse. So he's trying to bait them out onto him, but they're not falling for it here on Hokori. They're keeping their distance. In fact, Michael's taking a lot of damage here. Unfortunately, he can't chase him into the trees.
And another decay. Soul Rip, he barely stays alive there on Sacred. And now Gardic, just avalanche toss, just going to get punished for this aggression.
Yeah.
Tars will be able to just make it back out, I guess.
It might have been able to chase him into the trees there if, the top lane end up losing.
That was mid lane, TP in to try and save the Kunkka, but Exorcism, too much damage, finishes him off.
Yeah, so they'll go into this tower here. They have Catapult as well, and they'll use the illusion to lure the creeps away. They don't have Fortify available either, so I'm pretty sure this tower might just go down.
Oh, Sacred popped the Ghost Shroud, tried to TPs, but just gets ripped for all of his HP there in mid lane. They are going to go ahead and defend. In comes the boat. Analog able to dodge it as the X was not available. He's just going to commit for the tower, but it's still alive. He's got to get it. No. Oh my god, it gets denied anyway by the Wyvern.
I mean, getting it at 6 minutes as mid tower gives you a lot more control over the map, but having it denied right in front of your face as you give your life for it as well, it makes the lane a lot easier for the Kunkka here. So he will even it out. In fact, I imagine get a little bit of a CS advantage or net worth advantage here against the Death Prophet of this creep wave. XP still the way of the Death Prophet. Just about level 7 on the Kunkka now, though. Possessed Mask found on the Phantom Assassin. That's a good find.
It's not as good as it used to be once you hit level 6, but pre-level 6, it's actually really good.
but farming up or his own team's jungle, it's a little bit difficult to exist here inside the lane, which does do a lot of damage, spamming out these strokes of fate.
Yeah,
I imagine the.
Oh, go ahead. My point was irrelevant.
Okay. All right. I think everything you say is important to me, though, Ricky.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're
Top
welcome.
lane,
You're
A,
definitely
just
A.
getting sniped here by Widge and Vitaly using that shapeshift here. With that helm of the Dominator creep as well. Should be able to apply a lot of pressure to this tower. I don't know if they're going to be able to defend this on Infamous. At least they're going to have to wait for now. Looks like they're just committing on bottom instead. Alone, trying to get his hands on this Drow Ranger. She's juking out through the trees, but she will get found now. A real optimistic TP, honestly, from Tiaras there. I don't think you are making it out, and that's going to be a Reaper Scythe off the map for now. 40 more seconds.
Yeah. They ended up wasting a little bit of time here on Analog. You saw enemy stacks that decided to try and clear those up as best he could. Would even end up grabbing a couple. Did end up getting the top tower here on the Lycan, but they're not going to go and defend this bottom one. It looks like they're just going to kind of accept that Sacred's shoving this one in. They might lose it.
They've got a tombstone on the high ground. Exorcism does come out. They're going to look to jump on Alone here. And I mean, the backside of the fight, you got these wolves and these zombies trying to stay on top of this Winter Wyvern. And with Lycan, it's easy enough. They take down 2, able to keep this Undying alive.
Michael, he wants to find interest in his team fight, but no Blink Dagger. He's quite far from it right now. So only sitting on 300 gold of his own. Only has these Trank boots as well. So 2 towers down. They end up losing a fight inside the jungle. And Hokori now up 2,000 net worth. Much better than the last game. Start this one off.
Yeah, that was an arcane rune usage for that exorcism as well, I believe. Oh, no, it was not.
It was an arcane rune use of the exorcism, wasn't it?
No, cooldown is still like another 100 and something seconds.
He messed it up.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Otherwise, he would have had it back up pretty quickly there. What can you do? No. Bottom lane, Kunkka. I mean, it's safe to farm down here. They didn't manage to take this tier 1 tower, though. That's going to be their objective next year on Infamous, I believe.
Yeah, and they're looking at this Drow Ranger mid, but Tiny is so far off of a Blink Dagger, and as of right now, they don't really have a way of getting on top of this hero. Nice toss back, though, onto Gardic. Sacred doesn't have Reaper Sight for a few more seconds, and so might think second 2, I mean, you're just going to be able to initiate with Witch here. He pops that Ghost Shroud. Silence does come through. That means there's not going to be a Reaper Scythe. Oh, mid-animation, the Reaper Scythe gets canceled, and now Sacred's going to go down. He was going for it and gets Cold Embraced instead, and now Gardic gonna just eat a boat there. We'll end up trading, but you got 2 here on the side of Hokori. A much like a way better trade.
Yeah, that's definitely a disable hero help on the Winter Wyvern after that one. If he had gotten that one off, like the HP regeneration from his Heartstopper or followed by the Cold Embrace skill would have kept him alive there, I feel.
I think it would have too. Oh, that's hard to say. He only has 1 point in Heartstopper.
Yeah, it would have been close. Big Fool found on the Lycan here. Now we can add himself to his menagerie.
It's really good for the Death Prophet, but she has Fairy's Trinket.
Just running people down underneath that Exorcism and Soul Siphon, right?
Yep, they're going to find Gardic here. Silence comes out, but Avalanche, I think, makes enough space for him. Yeah, he's going to escape. The one hero you kind of struggle to get on top of. They're just going to go ahead and farm up this Ancient stack. I mean, Gardic, he can drop a Tombstone up on the high ground if he wants. He is going to scout out alone, but the Ancient stack's dead. They've got what they wanted.
Yep, now they can just get back. 2K net worth lead was decreased to a 1K net worth lead for Hokori after this one, regardless of the fact that they did just take that stack there. Phantom Assassin with the Battle Fury is going to start to get big pretty quickly, and you kind of have to believe this game. You're playing against the Lycan. He's going to have a lot of units down. Single target just isn't going to cut it. But they need towers here desperately to take this mid-tier 1. I imagine they're a long way off of it, though.
Yeah,
the pressure
absolutely.
that Hokori's just putting so much pressure on you right now. I mean, they're always playing on your side of the map. Like, the only time you can really find kills right now is like onto this Undying, toss them back into Sacred. You mentioned this one at the start, right? You kind of want a little bit more lockdown on the side of Infamous.
Well, like Hokori specifically was lacking a lot of lockdown, but they have a lot of chase, and Infamous is pretty dang slow. Sacred gonna tumbler up to the high ground. He didn't actually get the attack off, and now Inkswell doesn't connect, but he's got the root, and my god, that Lycan does a lot of damage. Trying to TP out now. It's Tiny. Not gonna be able to. Oh, nice attempt there from Vitaly. Going for the Centaur creep. That was really clutch.
Managed to grab that one. Now they'll try to chase the heroes through the jungle to find the Phantom Assassin here in just a moment. They could think about turning this one though. If you dive too deep into the jungle here, Michael will pump out a huge amount of magical burst. In fact, that's exactly what Lumiere is thinking.
They do need Kunkka here for this. That is the one thing. If they want to take this fight, they will need Kunkka's boat, and he is currently bottom. He's trying to farm up his spirit vessel, and he does have it. He's sending the courier out to the secret shop at the moment.
No charges for it, unfortunately. I mean, against the Death Prophet, against the Undying, you really need this done. They just have too much healing for you to bring down.
Sacred is alone top. He does have a decent amount of healing, you know, Ghost Shroud, 4 points, Death Pulse, but Analog just drops the Exorcism, and Sacred has to bail. That's going to be a tier 2 tower, uncontested, basically. Going the way of Hokori. Opens up the outpost. They'll probably back grab that right away. And honestly, they might look to Roche with the remaining duration on the Exo.
Doubtful. By the time they make it over the pit. Yeah, by the time they make it over the pit, it'll be mostly expired. They're going to try to find a loan with this one, but they're only going to have like 5 seconds of the Exorcism actually on him.
He drops the boat. Just going to TP out, and he's going to be fine. He saw them use the Inkswell. No chance of canceling that.
Yeah, that was smart by him. Damage reduction from the boat is the logic behind that one. So looks to get out, stop him from bursting him down with that Death Prophet ultimate. Boat off gonna cool down pretty quickly as well. Now, again, still 1k net with advantage for Hokori. It hasn't increased at all the last couple of minutes. We now hit the 15-minute mark. 67% win probability for the Radiant. I feel like it's a bit generous.
It is. The thing is, Lumiere is still finding a lot of farm on the Phantom Assassin, and he had like a 12.5-minute Battle Fury. Looks like they are finally going to go for the Roshan. They have the Helm of the Overlord finished, so it's a little bit easier, but this Roche doesn't fall insanely quick without the Exorcism. But we'll be, actually, I guess with the Helm minus armor, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Like you said, this is the best Lycan ability, probably the most underrated one as well.
I mean, Lycan's abilities are all really good. The problem is it was built around having a Necronomicon in the past, right? Or like just lots of summons, and then they're like, yeah, we're just gonna take away like your most powerful creeps. Sorry. So then Lycan just
remember
became
when your hero won games? Yeah, we're gonna change that.
It just became a big baby.
Big baby with a lot of fire, just like Canis Vulpus.
It was like a fast melee creep, is basically what he became. It was really sad.
But he's back, baby. You can't argue with this ancient black dragon who's dealing 250 damage.
It's quite good. Yeah, it's quite strong.
Quite strong.
Good old bonus armor as well for the team. Like all of these ancient creeps, one of the things that's really nice is they've very slowly been getting buffed over the course of like the last year, like all of the ancients. So they all have in some way like, oh boy, that is the good old Lycan counter, and Vitaly nearly dies to the Winter's Curse. If it wasn't for the soul rip there from Gardic, I think he gets that kill.
Yeah. He is definitely dead, if not for the soul rip from Gardic. He, in fact, planted the tombstone as well, trying to heal him up for even more when that one came out onto him. So, unfortunately, it works both ways. It's kind of scary if your ancient creep ends up hitting you with that 250 damage that he does, especially with the attack speed bonus of the Winter's Curse. Very nice. Now level 12 here on Lumiere. They've got 2 heroes behind him as well. They know that this Phantom Assassin's farming up the jungle, but I don't think they realize that the squad is with them.
Gardic's gonna get found out here. Torrent boat to follow. He pops the Flesh Golem, surprisingly, and just dies in the process. Kunkka just gonna TP out Michael. as well. I mean, Nev, didn't I say something in the draft about Hokori lacking stuns in any capacity? I feel like I said that.
Yes.
Radiant's courier has
Oh my God, Lumiere. I was curious what he was waiting for. The enemies were inside the area looking for you, but he sticks around to finish off the courier.
He wanted to just cut the mid lane, but as soon as the courier scouts him, he can't stick around anymore, so he just TPs.
All right, that's what it was. I thought he was looking for the courier specifically. Still, grabbing the courier isn't so bad, and now he's 20 gold away from this Desolator. He could be able to blow people up. The last thing you need is the BKB, then I feel like it's easy pickings going for this Drow Ranger after that.
Yeah, this Phantom Assassin is going to start doing a lot of damage. And the thing is she is kind of enabled by the rest of her team. Like, they have good team fight here on the side of Infamous. Hokori, I mean, you really have this, like, Death Prophet and Lycan that are going to be running at you. But if you overextend, like, away from your Drow Ranger, they're just going to kill you. Because, like, there's a lot of burst potential out of the side of Infamous.
Yeah, and it's not the same for the Phantom Assassin either. Like, it's going to be pretty easy for her to blow up these creeps from the Lycan. She's got 50% evasion against all of them because of Blur. You can't have True Strikes on your creeps that come with you, unfortunately. You're going to have to pick up a Bloodthorn if you want to do that. And that's not happening on the Lycan in this game.
It's actually queued up in ATOS and an AC. I'm curious about the ATOS. That one is a little bit weird.
I am as well. That's curious. I wonder what he's got in mind for that one.
One thing I want to see, I'm not sure if we're going to, but I honestly have been we were talking about this the other day, the good old anime strategy of just buying tons of swords and blades. And I want to start seeing, like, int carries going, like, Mage Slayer, Witchblade, Kaya Sange, and just being, like, you know, wielding 4 swords and going ham. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. People just don't know how good it is.
The multi-enchanted sword technique. Just like for my Japanimations.
Yes, exactly.
I appreciate the thought of it. I'm not sure how good it is going just swords, though.
I mean, it's got to be pretty good.
Good-game TD.
I'll be honest, like,
Good-game
Witchblade
TD.
and Mage Slayer do give pretty good stats. Like, as far as, like, their cost for stat, it's pretty good. The problem with Mage Slayer is it still feels like the debuff is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But 20% magic resist and doing damage attack speed and pretty good on some of these ranged here, or like ranged melee cores. Or ranged or melee int cores.
The ranged melee cores.
Yes, you're familiar
Troll
with them,
Warlord
right?
specifically.
Yeah, only troll. Some would argue Monkey King and Mars.
Ah, yes.
Dude, Monkey King, once he gets the Penta Edge sword, that was funny. It just has like 300 attack range. Is that item still in the game? Yeah, it is. Okay.
There's like
Not so.
400 attack range with that one.
Clear as clean water.
Very neat.
Bottom lane, Michael, found in the trees. Lycan wants to just run these creeps. There's going to be an Inkswelled Black Dragon just running you down, and Tiny gonna fall to the Drow Ranger. No real chance of defending that one by himself.
No, they'll give this one up. They think, all right, tier 2, not really a big deal, especially there in the bottom lane. We can defend our high ground. That's pretty much what we want to go for. If they continue to run here, that's when Phantom Assassin and the Necropos end up TPing back. And it looks like they want to keep this pressure on. They're hesitant to go up onto the high ground at the moment, though.
Lanes
So
are
just
kind of
invading-
being cut, right? Like well, most of mid lane got cut, but Phantom Assassin still farming up top with the Deso on the way to the BKB.
Yeah, and that's the big one before you're able to take these fight in the enemy team. So about halfway there right now. Alone, not done his either. He's sitting at 1,900 out of his 4,000 gold. Actually, you're a bit less than halfway on Phantom Assassin. Yeah, these are the items they want before they're able to fight into the Hokori heroes, though. Infamous, they've been waiting on these timings all game. They definitely have a better late game than Hokori do. Like, the Drow Ranger is just very easily countered by the fact that you can Phantom Strike onto him, especially once you get that level 15 talent, 250 cast range on the Phantom Strike.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Ooh.
One,
Gonna walk right into Gardic.
Alley here.
Spirit Vessel. I mean, they're gonna be able to grab him on the backside of the fight. Lumiere just TP's home once again. They don't have control.
Lumiere doesn't want to deal with them right now either. This gets worse once you have a BKB. And there's your first component of it, the Mithril Hammer. And 2,200 gold out of the 4,050 that you need for the BKB on Kunkka. This is the big timing.
Yeah, he's very close.
Has been killed.
This is the thing that I worry about for Hokori's lineup is they lack control to begin with, and now top lane, Vitaly going to get pulled back in, the Spirit Vessel, Torrent, everything, but the Atos to cancel TP, finally. This, now we know neph, now we know why he bought it. It's making sense. We were trying to understand.
Same reason as Bloodseeker.
Cancel TP.
I mean, I feel like there's solutions on the Lycan. You just Helm Dom a Centaur if that's how you want to do things.
Yeah, but then you don't have the Granite Golem. Like, the whole idea with the Overlord is the fact that you can get an Ancient Creep. And Helm of the Overlord with this Granite Golem is quite strong. We go ahead, drop the Exorcism Sacred. Tumbler to the other side does have a Yule's, but Winter's Curse? He hit a creep? What was that?
I'm pretty sure he just hit a creep.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wait, it might have been a zombie. I think he Winter's Cursed a zombie.
Oh.
That feels bad, and now the high ground under siege here, waiting for the Kunkka, but a nice toss back, finding Gardic, Atos holding Tiny in place to drop the Reaper Scythe, but it's not nearly enough damage. Golden Embrace keeping this Tiny alive, nice Torrent, Kunkka no boat for a couple seconds, and no Spirit Vessel charges. They chase down the Necro, and they're looking for Excel as well. The Drow Ranger pumping out so much damage. Your PA is just farming on the other side of the map. Doesn't have that BKB quite yet, and without it, doesn't want to show up to these fights.
They have to sack their Axia. They knew this was going to happen from the start. They're trying to mitigate their losses, but it's just not enough. They can't grab a second tier 3 tower, second racks off of this one, but they lost a lot for that team fight. Now finally a 3k net worth advantage, win probability going up in their favor even more after they lose that racks. As it now is 10 gold off of it, actually. He's gonna sit in the base, finish this one up. Now, there's the BKB. You're not quite level 18, so you don't have that same level of burst that you would with a third point into coup de grace, but you have to start looking for fights right now. You can't let the enemies fight you inside your base anymore.
Look at
you just
18
lose
here
buildings.
pretty quick.
Yeah,
There it
there it
is.
is. So now you need to look for kills. You've hit your timing here. Your BKB, your Power Treads, Battle Fury, Desolator. You do a lot of damage right now on the Phantom Assassin, and they smoke up. This is what they were waiting for all game. They lost to Rax waiting for it, but
They
I
actually
think this is where
scan
they
the
turn around.
Roche. There's no one over there, but they're just gonna try and quickly snipe Roche. I feel like they gotta fight. But I mean, if you can get a, I mean, Roche isn't even up. 20 more seconds before it can possibly respawn.
Yeah. So they end up smoking up, wasting their time. They couldn't catch any heroes. And they finished the BKB on the Kunkka as well. If they only had these just a little bit faster, if they had them for that last fight, they might have been able to get into these Hokori heroes.
Let's see Vitaly in the bottom lane on this Lycan. He's closing in on the Assault Cuirass, which will make these pushes that much faster. A lot's going to come down onto Excel here, and if you can get a really good Winter's Curse, we saw in the last fight what happens if they don't. They actually smoke up right away again here on the side of Infamous, but go ahead and reveal themselves here on the Necrophos. Looking for a toss-back target here on Michael, but no one coming too far forward. Analog? He saw him for a moment, but
Looking to find anybody you can. Analog.
Lone just wants to cut the wave, maybe? Smoke's gonna get popped. Oh, but he pops theirs right away as well. Silence off the mark, but Atos holding him there. He does have the BKB. The rest of the team sitting up on the high ground, but Analog on the backside. He's just gonna go ahead and run right in with the Exorcism. The BKB is doing a decent amount of work, but it's gonna be Lumiere on this PA chasing down the Drow. Gets the Blink Strike up. She just gets melted, and now alone, kiting them out. Sacred as well, just none able to keep himself alive from this Lycan Death Prophet, and now Kunkka They've still got a little bit of gas left in the tank here if he can escape, but it's all Lumiere. He's the ace in the hole. He's got no BKB, though. There is going to be the Yules. Excel's got to be able to keep him alive. The Blink Strike onto the backside, and a Wyvern TP. He's going to make it.
Yep, can't end up getting anything off onto him to cancel that one. In fact, Michael, he comes back in and gets killed in the Gardic.
He's just going to TP. Lycan's not close enough.
Yeah, can't pump out that damage, and Bro's not going to respond for another 30 seconds, but we'll give them a chance to regroup. TP down to that outpost there on the Kunkka. Turn this game around. Like, reclaim it. Corey. But, that fight, a little bit close for comfort. It does ultimately end up being somewhat even. I mean, 200 XP advantage for Hokori. They managed to take down the enemy team. You just got the save.
In trouble here, Michael, as well. Going to be able to jump forward, gets the kill, and this is the problem with this Phantom Assassin. It's had so much time to farm. However, held in place, no BKB for a couple seconds, gets the toss out for a moment, but a huge Inkswell stunning down 3. The cold embrace up on the high ground. Lumiere pops his BKB. Where did he go? Just melted by Lumiere. Now looking for the Drow. The Reaper's Scythe, rubbing salt in the wounds, and now Winter's Curse holding Lycan down. Lumiere wants to be able to get on top of this guy. The boat comes through. Gardic doing his best, but it is a triple kill for the PA. And this is a disaster for Hokori.
They turned the game with that one good team fight there. They couldn't quite finish off Lumiere before that BKB activated. That toss from Michael, I think, may have saved the game.
Yeah, it was just enough space for the PA to get out of there, and he was also protected by the Glimmer as well. You know, the Sentry Ward came out just slightly too late, and it was just those milliseconds that gave this PA that ability to survive, and that's going to be the Aegis. The Shard going the way of the Kunkka, so now Tidal Wave online. First hit bash, very nice from the Phantom Assassin.
No buyback on Gardic, by the way. He's just down for 40 seconds here. And PA will start. All right, she stopped running it down. I wanted to see her run it down, but Lumiere shows restraint that I wouldn't show.
Yeah, you got to heal up on these other heroes. You got to get your Necrophos out of the base. They're gonna go and grab themselves a Quickening Charm. Quite good for heroes like the Necrophos or even the Kunkka, as he is gonna go the Torrent Storm build here now that he has the Shard as well. Oh, that is quite good for the Phantom Assassin. Enchanted Quiver.
Yeah, not as good as it was. It was nerfed a little bit. The damage down from 300 to 200, but the cooldown reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. So you don't have that same burst that you had before. You're a little bit lagging on the magical damage, but you're still doing quite a bit. Working on Abyssal Blade on the Phantom Assassin, actually pretty close to it already. Only sitting 325 gold away. One more clear of these ancient stacks and the hard camp beside it. I think they'll still end up finding it.
Yeah, things looking really good for Infamous. I mean, this game has just spun completely around. Gaben doesn't know what he's talking about as far as the win probability here, but I mean, if I'm Infamous, you got to be pretty happy about the state of this game. This PA has completely started to pop off. You do finish up the Assault Kuros here on Vitaly's Lycan, but I mean, the BKBs on the side of Infamous, the saves from the Wyvern, you don't have a lot of answers, and Gardic's gonna get found here. Trying to do what he can. He will get the D ward. That's the one thing he's gonna do before he ends up dying there, but
I'll give him the slow clap. But it's him that's forced to scout forward. If they lose anyone else, yeah, they have a large chance of losing the game. So, the Undying going down, honestly, best case scenario.
I was gonna say bottom lane Widge is doing what he can to keep lanes pushed. It was kind of a weird play by Infamous here. They kind of like were just trying to find enemy heroes, but all of their lanes are in a really bad spot. Michael has to walk back for this one, and bottom lane's at their tier 3 as well. So unless they get a really big pick, which they might, Analog gets the Abyssal up, but protected by the Ghost Scepter. They could go for the Winter's Curse. They do. It catches the Undying. Gardic, you just respawned. Analog comes down, protected for the moment, still has a little bit of survivability. The BKB is still available, and the Aegis on the PA. Sacred able to keep himself alive, but oh my god, the damage from the Drow on the backside, able to find these kills, and now chasing down the Kunkka as well. Infamous crumbling. Sacred will be next. Lumiere jumps over, tries to take down the Drow, but the Ghost Scepters are doing so much work.
Finally finding that favorable initiation there, and they weren't able to go up the Death Prophet either. It felt like she had too much armor somehow, even though she doesn't have any.
No, she just popped a Ghost Scepter, and a Yule stalled out so much time, and then they did not have anything left as Drow was just doing some serious work on the backside. Michael wasn't there either. This is what we talked about. Michael had to go all the way back to base to deal with the waves. Toss back, sending Analog into a really bad position, but again, protected by this Ghost Scepter for the time being. The Winter's Curse onto the Undying was not necessarily the best case scenario. I mean, yes, you got the Undying. Oh, a second toss back? Oh my gosh, Michael. That's your gem. First hit bash catches the Grimstroke as well. He already used the Glimmer Cape. Widge gonna get ran down.
Oh my god, these plays from the Tiny, you just can't get away from Michael. He's throwing hoops.
I'll take that.
Such sick plays there by him. The Death Prophet's dead without buyback now for 40 seconds. Yeah, I guess you're not dead that long. But still, Phantom Assassin will use this opportunity to try and find other heroes. I think they know where the Drow Ranger is. You might find Tiares here. This is big.
First hit bash, once again, the Abyssal to follow. Lumiere does need to back, though. He jumps up on the high ground with the BKB. He wants to try and finish him off, but now he's just juking it out through the trees. Alone is here as well with this tidal wave, able to push them back. He has his BKB available, but the saves coming in here from Sacred might be enough. Now no BKB on this Templar Assassin, or on this Phantom Assassin rather, means you are not going to be able to fight anytime soon. Natali's continuing the chase here. Can't imagine he keeps going.
It's time to stop. Yeah, ends up getting back now. Phantom Assassin working on that nullifier. I mean, it's super important blowing up this Drow. These Ghost Scepters have become a serious issue. If you had Fan of Knives there as well, Tiares just ends up going down. You'll need it a little bit more. Finish him off, and I think you might have been able to win the game off that one, or at least get a pretty significant advantage. Now, find Sacred.
Yeah, he's able to juke it out for a moment alone on the backside, connects the boat onto one, but his BKB wasn't expended quite yet. Still gonna have it, pops it as he decides to disengage, and there's gonna be the Winter's Curse, making space for them in this fight. There's no ultimate from the Lycan. They need to stall out this Exorcism, and Drow, wait a minute, they actually walk back in. Tiares is just gonna clap these heroes. Able to keep himself alive with that Yule Scepter for the time being. Sacred healing back up alone with another Spirit Vessel. Backside fight, Lumiere found a DD rune. He takes down Vitali, and now Reaper's Scythe looking for more. Where did it go? It doesn't matter. They get the kills, they take down more, and now chasing for Analog. Exorcism has expired. He's going to get quite a bit of health back, but Michael blinks forward, canceling that one out. And a triple kill for Lumiere here on the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, and that's enough money for the nullifier as well. The Drow Ranger will die the moment she shows herself. Running this down the mid lane here on the PA. Still has a double damage room for another second, and it's gone. But again, coming down the mid lane with this nullifier, there's nothing they can do to stop him now.
Radiant's middle tower is no more. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lumiere continuing the aggression here. Nullifier completed, obviously. If he sees Widge, he might go for it, but needs to be careful. The rest of his team not quite here. The Kunkka still dead. Sacred, no Reaper Scythe available either. He will take the tier 3 and just back on out. Damage done. Almost level 25 now. And Neph, you go the triple Stifling Daggers most of the time, right?
Oh yeah. And you're playing with real damage at that point. I mean, the 7% coup de grace chance, it's all right, but it feels a little bit underwhelming. The triple daggers, it's like, okay, several of those crit at the same time, you just like lose the team fight. No questions asked. Yeah, there it is. Mindbreaker found on the Lycan last here. But this PA, you have no solution to the nullifier. Well, 10k net worth advantage here, and win probability almost 20,000 in favor of Infamous. Things are looking pretty scary, and you lose this game, you are eliminated from the tournament. On the last legs here on Hokori.
Honestly, Michael has done an incredible job here on the Tiny. I mean, just being able to find these pickoffs after they were in a really bad position, and They made a lot of space early for this PA. I mean, they sacked an entire lane of barracks just so that she could get a BKB. And it's paying off here on Infamous. They now have the 10k gold advantage. And Hokori are the ones on their back foot. They smoke up here, getting ready to invade. The triangle, Death Prophet's sitting right there, but Roshan not quite up. Lumiere gonna clean up those mid lane creeps. They're still waiting for Roche.
Holding the ground for now. Yeah, 25 more seconds before they go for this Roshan. Phantom Assassin playing close to the rest of her team. They're so afraid now on Hokori. They can't leave their triangle right now. They need to somehow find a pick off into several heroes or get on top of this Phantom Assassin.
Lycan has a wolf in the pit there, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, they find Gardic. The pullback thanks to the Torrent Storm. He wanted to go for another toss, but gets silenced just in time. Nice cold embrace to keep him alive. Gardic chasing down Sacred. He's by himself, but so is Tiny. Drow jumping out of the backside. PA, can't she finish him off? He gets nullified. He's dead. And now Lumiere, there's the Winter's Curse finally coming out. The boat to follow. A little bit of anti-synergy, but they're still going to do some serious work. Reaper's Scythe nearly killing Vitali. Pulled back by this Torrent again, and now it's just one by one falling here. Analog got to do what he can to keep them in this game. Will take down the Winter Wyvern, looking for Michael as well, but that ulti, it has expired, and Sacred goes right on in. Nullified will be able to help find this kill as it's another toss from Michael. He says, this kill is mine, guys. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
He cancels that auto a couple times. He's like, no, I'm killing the Death Prophet.
I deserve this one.
Gem picked up here, and they're going to go right into Roche as it's respawn, giving him the Aegis Cheese and Refresher. So
Surprised they don't just run down the mid lane.
I mean, they may not know about buyback status is the thing. None of the Radiants are really on cooldown other than the Undying, right? So they just want to get the Roche, make it a little bit safe. This is definitely the win condition. You're never killing this Phantom Assassin twice. You're going to have Cheese on alone. Refresher, I'm assuming, is going... I mean, I thought it would go on the Necrophos, but I suppose when you have, you know, Nullifier BKB, it's actually pretty sick here on the Phantom Assassin as well.
Being able to get that off twice in these team fights. Double Nullifier as well. It can go from just jumping this Death Prophet to getting on top of the Drow Ranger too. So Ghost Scepter Yule's not going to mean as much anymore.
He's gonna see Gardic? He doesn't want to go for it. Maybe he didn't see him. Yeah, it makes it so you're not actually punished for using BKB before going down with the Aegis as well, which is really nice. You'll have it for when you respawn. Oh, lane of barracks falling here pretty quickly. They're looking for these heroes. Trying to get that tidal wave for the pullback. They get the mid lane of barracks, but Wyvern had to go bottom to stop this push as well, so.
They're down a hero for this one, but Phantom Assassin, I think, is able to make up for it. I mean, yes, these Winter's Curses have been playing a pretty big part.
Some pretty big items here. The Penta-Edge Sword gonna go the way of the Phantom Assassin. That is quite an item. Flicker as well. That's gonna be up on the Necrophos, giving him that basic dispel every 5 seconds.
That one is pretty important to be able to get out of this Death Prophet silenced and shutting him down. And he was forced to get a Yule as it was the cheapest way to dispel himself, but now doesn't need to worry about Guardian Greaves. He can focus on getting that Shiva now.
They did nerf the Flicker quite a bit in this last patch to make it a little bit more balanced. Increase the cooldown from 4 to 5, and then if you have taken damage in the last 3 seconds, you will instead just... It basically just applies a dispel, blinking you in place. So,
it'll, I think, disjoint projectiles as well.
Yeah, it'll disjoint projectiles because it's technically a blink. Ooh, the cap. All right, this thing's pretty sick.
So it makes it hard for them to initiate onto you. I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't just jump Wish. I guess they would need vision of that.
Yeah,
someone just dropped an observer ward onto the tower.
Yet. I think that once they take the tower, we're going to see a ward drop on the high ground here. Lumiere just continuing the aggression. He jumps in, Nullifier onto the Undying. Doesn't have to commit much of anything. He just needs one more auto attack, but he gets the Flesh Golem off. The Soulbind doing some work as well as Gardic makes it down to the low ground. You'll be able to get this kill potentially. Phantom Assassin still got the Aegis though. She's gonna go down once. There's the Winter's Curse on the backside, able to take down the Death Prophet, but you're gonna have to deal with PA coming back to life. The BKB comes out, and oh boy, that hero is instantly dead. Vitali, there's the refresh of the Abyssal Blade, the Nullifier holding down the Lycan. Can they actually find the kill? The body blocks aren't there, but PA, she needs the vision. She needs to get a bash. She gets it up onto the high ground, pops the BKB once again, and Vitali goes down. Other side of the fight, Widge getting pulled back by Kunkka. Falling one by one, the GGs come out, and Infamous managed to close this one out 2-0.
A very clean display here, but they look damn good. Hokori isn't the team they wanted to play against, but taking a 2-0 against them is absolutely no joke. I gotta say, played amazing here on the Phantom Assassins. Great decision making from Hokori overall. Michael as well. A couple of those tosses saving the game, pulling the Death Prophet back into the base. Saving this Phantom Assassin, the fight nearby the Roche Pit. Lumiere and Michael played super well this game.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Lumiere's score. 16, 0, and 10 really says it all. I mean, he knew his objective this game was to take it late. I mean, we talked about that early on, the lack of control here on the side of Hokori. I mean, they almost managed to make this draft work, going for that early lane of barracks they grounded. But as soon as that BKB came out, seems like that was kind of the beginning of the end here for the side of Hokori.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Great restraint by them, giving up their barracks there, just knowing, okay, we can either lose the game trying to take a fight against them, or we can lose this Rax and maybe take a fight against them once we have these BKBs completed on the Kunkka and the Drow Ranger. Restraint there was amazing by Infamous, just well-disciplined gaming by them. Hopefully I can grab ourselves a post-game interview. There's a lot to talk about here, but I want to ask a couple of questions if I can do that. Their manager did end up getting back to me in the middle of that game, saying that he would ask them as soon as they finished the game.
Sounds good.
And looks like we have a loan again.
We're going to have a loan once again. All right, that's pretty sick. Let me go ahead and get that set up real quick before we jump on in there.
Sure.
Boop, 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 boop. All right. Do you know if he's ready already?
I can shoot him a message real quick.
In the meantime, we'll take a look at the bracket. I think I can get that pulled up here. Yeah, this is a real sick performance from them all around. But the bracket, as we can see, can move Infamous one step further. We've got No Ping versus Furia coming up next. Obviously, the loser will be knocked out of the tournament. The winner will be playing Infamous. And then tomorrow, we've got some real sick Dota happening. Going to be Undying versus Zoomers. And, of course, the lower bracket semifinals. It's going to be a lot of good games here for the rest of this tournament. I'm super excited to see what we have coming up.
Now, I am ready to pull him in if you're ready.
Yep, go for it. Send it.
All right, Alone, welcome and congratulations. You told us you were shy before. Now you're a superstar. We're going to get you in front of the camera a lot if you like this all the time.
You guys want me to turn on the camera?
If you want, if you're ready for it. If not, you can leave it off.
Okay.
It's no big deal. We want
Give me
you
a
to be
second.
comfortable.
I'm gonna put my
something happened
my
with
phones.
the overlays, so it may take a moment.
Yeah, wait.
Anyway, you're good.
Okay, perfect.
Give me a second. I'm gonna turn it on.
Sure thing. We got 15 minutes, right?
I mean, not a ton of time, but not a ton of time. No.
Listen, we're not allowed breaks here, Ricky. We're here to congratulate these players who move on to the next game. We cast the games. That's our job.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
We'll work around whatever Alone wants. He's the champion here today.
Second.
Now, it was a hell of a game that they just ended up playing. I mean, oh man, Michael got some super sick
All right.
tosses off in the game. All right, we got it. Ready?
Sick. Can you talk? I'm trying to connect my AirPods.
Yeah. No worries. But yeah, super sick plays out of Michael that game. Some of those tosses back into the team just saved things.
Give me a second,
for them.
please. Just go.
Yeah, sure.
¿Me ayudas al toque? Quiero conectar los AirPods a la PC. Mm,
Perfect. Looks like we got you. All right, awesome. You're the infamous gaming house. We can see the chairs and everything. We can see your headset. You're looking good today.
yeah, I mean, I told you yesterday that we feel so confident with our gameplay right now. Jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys look super good. You told me yesterday or 2 days ago that you would rather play against four Zoomers than Hokori. Do you think Hokori was the better team?
I mean, they're playing better, but I don't know. They play weird sometimes.
Do you think it's the new patch that's coming into effect today? It seems like you guys understood it pretty well. Game number 1 especially, you guys weren't on the back foot at all, just from the very start of the game. The Mars was amazing counter pick to the Lycan. It didn't matter how broken Helm of the Overlord was. You played an amazing game on Magnus as well, catching people out, pulling them back in. It seemed like you guys just had a better understanding of how things worked in 7.30. Do you think so?
Yeah, we read all the patch,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, we have Michael, and he's a great Tinker player. And the Tinker now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
post 4, so
Yeah.
He looked like a position 1 or 2 tinker with his pause
yeah,
4
he was looking
performance.
like the mid, and I'm the post 4.
Yeah, he ended up doing the most hero damage in that game. He had a super sick performance, but it was more so on you to enable Lumiere that game than be the star yourself. Sometimes you got to give that up as the mid laner. You let the position 1 do the flashy plays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what were some of your favorite moments in game number 2? That one was really exciting to watch. Like, there's a couple times it looked kind of iffy, but you just needed those BKBs. Michael had a crazy performance on the Tiny, tossing people back in and saving Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, there was a throw top lane when the Lycan got his Athos,
Mhm.
and I X-mark him, and
Mhm.
I die.
Yeah,
And we lose the racks for that.
yeah. I don't think anyone was expecting the Atos to come out on the like, and we looked at that. We're going, "What the hell is he doing? Why doesn't he just get like a
Yeah,
centaur or something?" It surprised
so
me.
weird. Yeah.
But it did end up working for them. Caught you by surprise there. I'm curious as to what it was on Hokori you were most worried about in that game, because it looked like they had everything they needed to win the game.
Mm, I don't know. Nothing.
Nothing? You
Nothing
weren't
worried.
worried
You
at
guys
all?
felt confident the whole time.
Yeah, I have so much confidence in my team.
That's nice to hear. All right, Ricky, I'll give you a chance to ask him a question. I've been hogging alone all to myself.
No, I always like to talk about what's coming up personally, and I think you, like you said, you guys have, or you think you and you feel like you're playing really well as a team. We said the same thing, previously. Obviously, the next series, which is going to be No Ping and Furia. Do you have any like expectations for that series, and is there like a team you guys would rather face once again?
To be honest, I think maybe a 2-1, 2-1 for no ping or us. I mean, I don't think Furia Joven is gonna win to no ping.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean,
Alright,
No Ping's
interesting.
quite good, so I mean that would be a very difficult team to beat.
Wait,
Yeah,
I don't want to cause
kinda.
any drama, but I've got a question for you
Oh
because
no.
Yeah,
I like the rivalry
the
between
spicy
North
things.
and South America. Yeah, exactly. Do you think the time in Europe made the players in Furia better or worse at the game?
Mm, worst.
Awesome. I agree.
Neff with the bait.
NASA
Oh my
is just
goodness.
better.
All right.
Thank you so much. Is there any shout outs you want to give before letting you go? You seem a lot less shy today. It's an absolute pleasure having you as always.
Thank you.
Any shout outs? Last time you said shout out to your mom. Good on you,
Yeah,
respecting your parents.
shout out to my mom again. I love you, mom.
Fantastic.
That's it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you,
always a
man.
pleasure talking with
Good
you,
night.
and
Good night.
congratulations.
Bye.
Bye bye.
What a good
Uh,
guy.
yeah. What a sweet boy. He should have been in another game, not Dota. Dota's too toxic for him.
It is an environment for sure. But you know, it is just our first series down. A quick 2-0 here from Infamous. I mean, they look really strong. They're playing really good today. I'm not that surprised, honestly. I mean, these guys have been owning it nonstop, and we've got more Dota coming up next. It's going to be, like we said, No Ping versus Furia here. But before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. We're going to talk about Mate Mate. For those of you who don't know, this tournament is sponsored by the delicious all-natural energy drink Mate Mate. And for those of you who want to get your hands on some, you can head on over to bts.gg/Mate Mate. Use code BTSDOTA, and you can enter a raffle that's going to be happening on August 23rd. Those winners will be chosen. You have the chance of winning things like gaming chairs, some sick computers, peripherals, all the good stuff. And you know, big shout out to them. You can see the links below stream in a banner, or they're in Twitch chat as well. But makes it pretty straightforward. And we are going to have a giveaway, I think, sometime this weekend. So during semis and grands, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to tune in for those. But we're going to go to a quick break, right, Neff?
Yes. About 5-10 minute break, but when we're back, there's going to be another awesome match,
Yeah, it is.
as we just talked about.
Super excited, everyone. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll see you in just a little bit here on the Loopet Pro Series Season number 7. Talk to you soon.